Okay, YouTube. Troubleshooting already. The new lavalier is, and it's in my hand here, is a total pain in the neck to pair and all that. I'm learning. It is snowing here in New York, and so where I would typically be going outside today for a quick little stroll with my fun new toy, this old toy. It's an old FE film, Nikon FE film camera, which I'm having a blast with. But I'd be out there, except that I'm going to wait till it stops snowing, and I'm going to wait until I'm sure that the sidewalk is clear, because as some of you know, I have some issues with one of my legs. That doesn't work so great. But anyway, I spent this morning listening to music, of course. What was I listening to? Something by the Beatles. George Harrison wrote and sang it. Played the guitar on it. John Lennon played the piano. McCartney played the bass, and Ringo Starr played the drums. I just read in the Wikipedia thing, because I am that guy that goes into all of the details of trying to find out about a song, besides learning all the chords and the guitar parts and everything. Let me see if you could see that it's snowing. Yeah. You can kind of get an idea. This is all new. This is like moving camera stuff for me. I've noticed that I haven't dropped any F-bombs yet on this channel, but I think one's coming today. After I got done listening to music, and I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about listening and why I feel that's so important. If you're interested in making music and recording music and producing and all that, I think listening is maybe the most important thing that you can do. Listening to other people's music and listening to other people talk. But I did bump into some stuff this morning when I was dabbling on YouTube, watching videos, and there's definitely going to be a category that I'm going to get into, which is maybe some commentary. And I'm not going to mention specific ones unless it would, yeah. There are some YouTube channels, or there's a lot of YouTube channels out there with guys that are just literally talking shit about what they know with regards to gear and studios and production. And, the track record just isn't there. And, fair or not, that's just the truth. And I would hope that you at least vet some of the people that you put stock in as far as what they're talking about. Most of them are just shilling gear, shilling some sort of angle to get you to pay them for something, or they're just babbling long enough so that they can accumulate enough hours on YouTube and become monetized, because there's nothing there. Some fucking guy talking about how important he feels DSP is now compared to 10 years ago, and then it goes on. And this is just one guy, but there's plenty of them out there where they're just talking about shit that they just don't even know about. So if this segment's coming off a little bit aggressive, I mean, this is some Blacksby stuff. If anybody knows me, this is when I'm in the mood to talk crap or spit it like it is. It's coming. So this is an indication of some areas that I'll get into where I don't really have anything to gain from this channel, particularly because it just started and it's like a fun experiment. I haven't even gotten into explaining what I'm doing because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I mean, this is just something I decided to dabble in to learn some stuff, experiment with. I mean, we're coming out of lockdown and winter, so there's not a lot to do anyway. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna turn on my camera that I've owned for a few years, and this thing is probably going to burn out sooner or later, I would think. It gets hot as shit every time I do a segment, so we'll see what happens with that. There we go. Listen to music. Listen. If that's what you're into, listen. If anything, the one thing that I feel that you get out of listening a lot, and you should be listening not only back in history, but if you're doing contemporary stuff or you're trying to compete in today's market, you have to listen to current music, whether you like it or not. You don't have to like it, but you do need to take in subconsciously some of the relative ideas on or the feel of where things are from an audio perspective, at least, and a production perspective. But you know, for instance, if you listen to Frank Sinatra all day, and then, you know, from the 50s where he's singing over an orchestra and the vocal is unbelievably loud and there's like a little orchestra in the background with no drums, and then you went to go mix a hip-hop track, you would have nothing to relate to in your mind's eye. Excuse me. And that's what I mean by, like, if you're mixing something for or producing something for today's market, you have to have some perspective.